Hi, and welcome to the Owatonna Today Show. We love that you're joining us here on Wednesday. Thank you so much for joining us right here on Charter Channel 8, where you can see us 6 days a week. And if you can't find us for some reason, you're busy, or you don't have Charter, you can always find us on the internet. We are on blip.tv as well as YouTube and on Facebook. Leanne does upload the most recent episodes, so when you do like us on Facebook, it comes right to your newsfeed, a convenient way for you to find out what's going on in your area. We do want to give a shout out to the Steele County Food Shelf as they've come back as a supporter. Thank you so much to them. And if you'd like to be a supporter or have a great idea for a show, we're always looking for that. Please feel free to send us an email at owatonatoday@charter.net. You can also call Leanne Alt at 390-5751. Let us know what you'd like to see, or if there's an event coming on that you know about, let us know, and we'll see what we can do to get you on the air. Please stay with us today. We're going to be speaking with Tim Penny in the Southern Initiative Fund, as well as a Race for the Heart, From the Heart Marathon. It's a great opportunity for you to help people who maybe are working with cancer. So stay with us. We will be right back.
I'm Dan Branstead of Carlson Branstead and Company, Certified Public Accountants. We support the Owatonna Today Show.
Owatonna Public Utilities, real people, real reliable, real progress. Making life a little easier day after day, taking pride in our community, listening to what you say, a voice you can talk to. We're growing with you in mind in everything we do. Owatonna Public Utilities.
Greetings, I'm Laura Ressler, Director of the Steele County Historical Society, and I welcome you to our History Center. We invite you to join in all our activities events where we honor the past and look towards the future.
Hi, I'm Stormy Traum, inviting you to attend the Food Shelf's 21st Annual Hometown Sampler Acoustic Music Show. Hometown Sampler performances will be held at the Owatonna Little Theater in West Hills on Friday, February 28th at 7 p.m., Saturday, March 1st at 3 p.m. and 7 p.m., and Sunday, March 2nd at 2 p.m. Enjoy the musical talents of the Gogs, Bad Tangerines, Hot and Bothered, and Mile 5. Admission to the Hometown Sampler is your generous cash or food donation at the door. All proceeds help the Steele County Food Shelf provide basic food to your neighbors in need. Help feed hungry people and enjoy a great show at the same time. Please be a part of this year's Hometown Sampler.
And we're back with the Owatonna Today Show. I have with me Tim Penny, who is working with the Southern Minnesota Initiative Foundation. Hi.
Hey, good to be with you.
It's good to have you. Tell me, the foundation has been around since 1986.
Yeah.
It's been here for a while. You're coming up on your 30 years?
Well, 30 years in two more years. Yeah. We celebrated our 25th, and it seems like just yesterday, but that's already been a few years ago. And we began in the middle of what was then referred to as the farm crisis, where we were just, losing farmers right and left because high interest rates and low commodity prices. It was really a tough time for agriculture, but that also hurt every small town here in rural Minnesota. So the McKnight Foundation seeded the creation of our foundation along with 5 other foundations, and collectively these 6 foundations serve the entire 80 non-metro counties in Minnesota, and in our case, it's 20 counties here in central, southeastern Minnesota.
And so they all from around the state. So each foundation is for a different area.
Each foundation is for a different area. All of us do some of the same work, although the needs may vary from region to region.
Which is
so
good
over
that you're
time,
reaching those,
so it's tailored to each region. In our case, we're primarily because the foundations are essentially economic development foundations. We're trying to invest in the future of our region. In our case, we've really tightened our focus around 3 issues. One, we do manage 23 community funds for smaller towns in our region. One of the things that really helps to keep a community vibrant is if they have their own indigenous community fund to invest in projects that are important to that town. We also expend about half of our roughly $5 million a year budget in entrepreneurship. Most of that is small business startup loans, and we do between 20 and 30 of those every year. But we do some grant making and some conferences and other things around entrepreneurship. And then about 40% of our budget, if you count the books and the IBM Young Explorer computers and the other giveaway programs that we have, is dedicated to early childhood. And we're doing actually a lot of early childhood work right here in Steele County in the coming year based on a grant that we just got from the Bremer Foundation.
Let's talk a little bit about that. Bremer has been helping out so much in our community. I mean, they've just exploded on the scene.
Yeah, they really have.
And they've decided that this isn't important to fund. What is their grant specific to?
Well, they've done a lot of grant making that's been beneficial to Owatonna and Steele County in the year or so that they've been here in town. I know they gave a sizable grant to the United Way and another grant, I think, to the Owatonna Community Fund. In our case, they gave us a $60,000 grant to focus on the early childhood work that we do across the region, but to concentrate even more of that work in the Steele County area in the coming year. We're going to use that money to create an early childhood initiative, which is where we go into a community, help with a strategic planning process among all the early childhood stakeholders, the area providers, the school district, public health, other entities, to set some goals for early childhood and then establish some projects that will begin moving toward those goals within the community. The second thing we're going to do is a lot of provider training, because the state of Minnesota and the federal government are now providing some scholarships for low-income families so they can afford quality preschool. And so we are going to be providing training for providers within the county so they can get rated and make themselves eligible for these parent subsidies for these low-income households. The third thing we're going to do is provide more on-site parenting training at workplaces. Last year we did a couple sessions at Federated. We're now reaching out to other companies in town, and we're going to do parenting training over the lunch hour. And so that's another use of these Bremer dollars.
Does the parenting training focus on preschool like all these other ones? Or is
it's daycare and preschool.
Okay.
I would guess in Steele County we've probably got roughly 70 daycare or preschool providers. That's a lot, but the vast majority of them presently are not eligible for these scholarships, and so we're trying to provide enough training so more and more of these providers can get rated and then make their families eligible for these subsidies.
And the rating is a training process.
Yeah, it covers academics, it covers business. There are various aspects to this training, and so it's a bit time consuming. There are a few sessions. We're trying to schedule these that are convenient for the providers.
Because during the day doesn't work.
Can't come during the day in the middle of the week. So we're trying to do that, but this is making it possible for them to do it, because the training is not cheap, and there's the time commitment as well, and so we're really trying to make this user friendly and affordable, so that more and more providers can get rated, so that the families that they serve are then eligible for these scholarships.
It really helps on so many fronts, especially for the parents, because they can get, like you said, the scholarships, which will help them educate their kids or get them in a good daycare that will help educate their
because
kids.
we all know, or at least we're beginning to know, and maybe everybody doesn't already know, that if you enter kindergarten ready to learn, it sets the stage for academic success thereafter. And just a few years ago, we had only about half of our kindergarten students in the state of Minnesota coming to kindergarten ready for kindergarten. The latest survey now shows that we've moved that to 70%. So we still got room to improve, but we've made some progress. And our small foundation is just one small piece of the work that's being done to get more and more kids ready for kindergarten. But if you're ready for kindergarten, then 3 years later, in third grade, you're more likely to be reading at grade level. And if you're reading at grade level in third grade, you're more likely to succeed through the rest of your academic career. And so this is really these upfront investments in our youngest kids is really a long-term payoff in terms of the quality of our workforce in the future.
And that's, again, like you said, each program's tailored to, each initiative has been tailored to this. So this is something that you've seen needed in this area.
It is, and all 6 of the initiative foundations do some amount of early childhood work, but we dedicate about 40% of our budget to early childhood, which is significantly more than the other 5 foundations. But because this provider training to get rated is becoming such a huge issue in our state, collectively we're working with the other 5 foundations to see if maybe we can't do something on a statewide basis to be, along with others, one of the resources that providers can turn to get this rating training.
Now, and so that's one side of the coin. The other side is
the other side is entrepreneurship.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit. You actually have a program coming up.
We do in April, and the exact date, if you just go to our website, and we'll be talking about that later, and you can get the exact date to register for this. But it's an entrepreneur conference where we will be providing an awful lot of breakout sessions for either small businesses or people who aspire to create their own business, so that they can just learn more about what it takes to get a business up and running. And we'll have some speakers there that will be providing success stories, what they've done to build their own business. So we think it'll be a great conference, and we're doing it in partnership with Greater Mankato Grow, which is essentially the Mankato Chamber of Commerce. But it'll be a region-wide conference.
So it's not just for the Mankato. If you want to start a company business here,
anywhere,
it's a great place to start there.
So we're just partnering with them. We did a conference last year in Mankato as well, and it's for the entire geographic region. It's just that the facility we're using is over there, and then this year Greater Mankato Grow, the Chamber of Commerce, offered to co-sponsor a conference with us. So we've got a joint role in building this conference and turning out a good audience. So that's another piece of what we do. Later in the year, and this is kind of a new and fun initiative for us, we see great potential for local foods within our region. An awful lot of folks, I mean, the farmers market here in town is a fun thing for folks to go through in the summer and fall months, summer and fall months. But we think that there's more potential for people to really turn this into a bigger business for themselves. And so we have done some grant making and some small business loans in the local foods area in the last couple of years. But over the course of this year, based on a One Big Thing grant that we made to Renewing the Countryside, we're going to be working in partnership with a variety of organizations to build a huge local foods trade show. And this will be in Rochester on November, I think, 2nd and 3rd.
But these are all things, there's so much that your initiative has done just to make this area better.
Yep.
But all of this can be found on the website.
All of it. www.smifoundation.org. And our phone number is 507-455-3215, and we're right here on Florence Avenue in the West Hills
So come
complex.
by, stop by, talk,
Anytime.
have a question. Good. Thank you so much for your time.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you for your work you're doing as well.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. We will be right back. Please stay with us.
When using a fire extinguisher, we suggest using the pass system. Pull the pin at the top of the extinguisher that keeps the handle from being accidentally pressed. Aim the nozzle toward the base of the fire. Squeeze the handle to discharge the extinguisher. If you release the handle, the discharge will stop. Sweep the nozzle back and forth at the base of the fire. After the fire appears to be out, watch it carefully since it may reignite. If you have the slightest doubt about whether or not to fight the fire, get out and close the door behind you. This has been a safety message from the Owatonna Fire Department.
Did you know that it is illegal in the city of Owatonna to host or allow a gathering where minors will be consuming alcoholic beverages on your property or in your residence? Did you know that it is illegal to provide minors with alcohol unless they are your own kids in your own home? Underage drinking leads to increased risk of future chemical dependency, engaging in more serious criminal activity, and becoming a victim of a crime. Please help keep our kids and our community safe by not encouraging, hosting, or allowing underage drinking. This is a message from the Owatonna Police Department and the Safe and Drug-Free Coalition of Steele County.
Hi, I'm Glenn Mager.
And I'm Tim Thomas of the Brick Mager Funeral Home, and we're proud to serve the Medford and Owatonna areas with cremation and traditional funeral services.
And we're proud to be a part of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hi, I'm Rita Lesniak, and I play Lona Ritter.
And I'm Kara Johnson, and I play Amalia Balish in LTO's current production of She Loves Me, directed by Bev Cashman and sponsored by Wenger Foundation.
Performances of She Loves Me will be held Thursday through Saturday, February 13th, 14th, and 15th at 7:30 p.m., with a matinee on Sunday, February 16th at 2 o'clock.
And again the following Thursday through Saturday, February 20th, 21st, and 22nd at 7:30 p.m.
Tickets are available at the LTO box office by calling 451-0764. Don't miss LTO's production of She Loves Me.
And we're back with the Owatonna Today Show. I do have with me Jennifer Schwab. She is working with From the Heart Marathon, half marathon, I should say.
Half marathon and 5K.
Okay. Well, first of all, let's do a quick introduction. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
About the race.
You first. Let's talk about you, yeah.
I am from Owatonna, born and raised in Owatonna. I went away to college, and I've been back ever since, and I'm just raising 3 daughters in the community. And
you said you were a teacher?
I am a teacher. Right now I substitute teach.
Okay.
I chose to stay home with my children, so I've been a stay-at-home mom for a long time now, and just love being in the schools whenever I get a chance.
What is your favorite grade to teach?
I really loved 4th grade when I taught 4th grade, but then I did a 1st grade position last year, and I fell in love with that.
Did you?
And then I also did a 6th grade position this year. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I loved it all. Yeah. There wasn't a favorite. So any age.
They're all great.
Yes.
Okay, well, enough about kids.
Okay.
Let's talk about, first of all, From the Heart Half Marathon is actually, you have a very personal story with this.
I do. Initially, Beth Svemby came to me and asked me what my sister would think about starting a race in her honor, because my sister was suffering through breast cancer. My sister, Lisa Hillstead, had breast cancer, and I went and talked to my sister, and she decided that they would agree to do it, and so it was the very first year that we started the race here in Owatonna, and a committee of a group of many of my friends, and Beth Svemby, of course, and a couple of close friends, and they're all basically through the school system. Teachers, and we just pulled it together and had the first race in honor of my sister.
And that was 5 years ago?
That was actually, this year will actually be 6.
Okay. This
will be our 6th year.
Wow. And how many people ran in that race?
About 800 people ran.
Did that blow you away?
It blew us away. It was amazing. My brother-in-law calls it was the perfect storm. So many people in the community wanted to help my family and help my sister, and she was very loved and very cared about.
And so what was interesting is that it didn't stop there.
Right, it didn't stop there. And then from there, and actually since then, we've never just done one family. The first year we did just her family. And then since then, we've done several families. And we're after 5 years, we've done 12 families.
And these are families that you've raised money for, just to help them through the time of surviving cancer or working through cancer.
Right. And going through the personal journey and what they go through. And it's just so expensive, and the driving and the cost. And if we can just lift a little bit of their burden from everything that they have to go through.
I love what you said. We think of cancer and it's kind of this big dark thing, but every person's story is different. Every person's journey is different.
Exactly.
And to be able to help them where they are, I think, is very important. Because it's always people that are in the area, local people that you might know, you might shop with, you might work with, people that you can do this. So the marathon itself, people can come and they can run, walk.
Exactly, run. Usually people that do the half marathon, you might run and walk at this, and do a little bit of both. But for sure, for the 5K, a lot of people I choose to walk with my children, and a lot of people run it. It just depends on what you are up for. But you don't have to run and be in the shape to run it if you want to just come and support the people that we're helping.
Good. Well, let's talk about the people we're helping.
Yes,
let's
talk about them.
Who are the families we're working with?
We have 3 families this year. Rodney Earlywine, and he has throat cancer. And we have Jean Borgman, and she has breast cancer. And then John Burning, and he has melanoma, and he just found a couple new spots of melanoma. So we just added him on board just a few days ago.
How do you decide, because cancer touches everybody, how do you decide the families that you're going to support this year?
A lot of people write letters or send emails or make phone calls of people that they know need support and need some help. And so we get the names, and we as a committee sit down usually in January right after the new year and sit down and talk about who we can help and what the situations are. And these were the 3 people that we've came to surface this year.
Can you tell us a little bit about their stories, about who they are and what they're going through?
I don't know much about Rodney Earlywine. I don't know much about him. I was a neighbor of his that wrote several letters to us saying, what a awesome person he is, and they could really use the support. And so then Jean Borgman, she is just someone that I don't know very personally very well.
Very well, and she's
fabulous. And I just met her last summer. I've known her son for many years, and I just met her. She introduced herself to me at the pool last summer, and then I saw her on Facebook that she has breast cancer, and so she has breast cancer, and so she has started her treatment. She has many years ahead of her with treatment. So,
and she's one of the more positive people I've ever met.
Oh my gosh, she's amazing.
Always
she's
a smile
so
on her
sweet.
face.
Oh my gosh, she's so sweet and so kind. I really, really like her.
I love her.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, you know her personally too, so we'll expect to see you at the race,
right? She'd kind of like hunt me down and throw things at me. I think if I didn't. Well, no, she's not that person. I would do that, but not her. Jean's amazing.
It's funny. And then John Burning, I actually went to high school with John, and I've known him my entire life. And he is a janitor at Willow Creek School, and he is known and loved by so many, and just an awesome person. So I'm really, really excited that we get to help him too.
Yeah. So families just who are going through the process, like you said, Jean has a lot of years ahead of her.
I know. Right.
And so to be able to support them in a way. So like we talked about the run, but some people may not be interested or they're not available.
Right.
But there's other ways they can help.
There are a lot of other ways they can help. I'm wearing the shirt that we're selling, the pre-sale shirts we call them, and the pre-race shirts, I mean, and you can purchase those at Profinium Bank.
Okay.
And at Washington School.
Well, tell me a little bit behind the saying, make today ridiculous amazing. What is that about?
Well, a few of us got together and we just talked about the different options for shirts. And the girl in the Nicole on our committee had found this saying, and we just try to choose something different every year. And usually when my sister, we started the first race, she chose the color.
Yeah.
And so we've done colors of the different types of cancer in the past, and we just came up with this saying, and we usually try to add a heart on it. So on the back, it has a heart with the race day. So,
well, I love that because honestly, when you are going through any kind of medical situation, to be positive, is just almost as good as the medicine.
It absolutely is. I agree 100%.
Yeah. Okay, so you can get a T-shirt.
So you can get a T-shirt. Shirts are $10. Okay. And then we also have spaghetti supper tickets, and you can get those at 3 places, at Profinium Bank, at Washington School, and at Owatonna People's Press. Is going to be selling those. And the spaghetti supper is the night before the race at the junior high.
To carb up.
Yes, to carb up, exactly. You must be a runner.
No, I know.
To carb up. Yeah. And then there's also a silent auction, and you can donate any item that you would like for the silent auction. And those can go to Lincoln School or Washington School and drop those off. And we appreciate anything. And the community is so generous here in Owatonna.
You were telling me over the past 5 runs, how much money have you raised?
Almost $200,000
for families in the area.
For families in the area, and the money goes directly to the families. And that's what we love about this race. And I'm a runner, and I've never done races where the money goes directly to families. That's what's so cool to me about this race, is that we're helping people, you know, and not just some foundation that... You know,
those
are great. Those are awesome
yes.
too. Don't get me wrong.
No,
but I mean, I just love.
It felt like there was a need for maybe just helping some local people where they are in this moment.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And so, when during the dinner or at the race, will people get to meet the families that they're supporting?
Yes, the families are usually there if they're healthy enough to be there. Sometimes it can be overwhelming, and that's why when we choose the families, we talk to them ahead of time to make sure they're up for this because there will be articles this whole week in the paper about them. Okay. So we get to know them a little bit more and their stories. Okay. And it's, you know, invasion of privacy if they're private people. So if they're almost everyone has been at the spaghetti supper if they feel well enough. Okay. And so that's kind of cool to have them there too.
Yeah, because you kind of feel like you know them through the articles in the paper.
Right.
And then just to be able to go and actually see them and talk to them and get their autograph. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
You mentioned
give them a hug.
Yeah, you know,
that's
and
what they need.
Huge. You mentioned that, and I don't want to make you emotional, but you mentioned that with your sister, she actually passed away a month before the race.
Right. 1 month before.
And so
the race.
the money that went to the family. So even if they lose their battle, this family is still there.
Right.
And it helped her family out in a way that she could not have ever imagined.
Forever be grateful for any support. Absolutely.
Yeah,
I mean, there's so many expenses even after someone passes away.
Well, the medical expenses are still there.
Well, right, of course.
And there's so much to take care of. So it's really important to, no matter where their journey is, to stand up and help them and help some local. So what's the website that they can check out?
www.fromtheheart.com.
Okay, and if they have questions or if they want to, can they register for the race right there?
Yes, you can. Everything is right there on there. There's videos. There's all the story about our race.
And the upcoming, the families will be on there.
Right, and the families, and then the sheets to register, the forms to fill out.
Okay, and if they want to donate things and they have questions, there's of course a number that you're listing as
and
well.
everything is on there, yes. And then, like I said, you can bring your items to Washington or Lincoln School, which is really convenient. Just drop them off with the secretaries whenever.
Well, I want to thank you for your time. I know it's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. Really
excited. Thank you for having us on.
Than today.
Yes. Like last year was this complete snow day.
So. All right, we will be right back. Please stay with us.
Hi, I'm Amy Martinez.
And I'm Adam Martinez, owners of Snap Fitness in Owatonna.
Snap Fitness is a fast, convenient, and affordable fitness center, and we're proud supporters of the Owatonna Today Show.
Everyone deserves opportunities to have a good life, a quality education that leads to a stable job, enough income to support a family through retirement, and good health. But the reality is, many children fall behind, many families are struggling, and many others are in poor health. United Way's goal is to find long-term solutions. Thanks to a grant from the Otto Bremer Foundation, we're hosting community conversations this year to address these issues. If you'd like to join us, please call our office.
Hi, this is Barry Gillespie, president of ERA Gillespie Real Estate, where our pledge is to save you money, save you time, and simplify your life. And we're proud supporters of the Owatonna Today Show.
It's time for a quick look at some community service announcements. The Owatonna Foundation Traditional Scholarships are available for technical majors at a technical or community college. To be eligible, you must be a June 2014 high school graduate from the Owatonna High School, El Shaddai Private School, or Owatonna Christian School. The awards do vary from $300 to $3,000, and the deadline is April 10th. Please call Jill Holmes at 455-3059 for more information. And the Steele County Historical Society is hosting an educational meeting, so make sure you get some more information on that by contacting the Steele County Historical Society. Also want to remind you that this afternoon there is the Awareness and Emergency Preparedness for Acts of Violence in the Workplace, brought to you by the Steele County Safety Council. That is going to be at the Elks Club at 11:30, so if you can get there for that, that would be a great way for you to learn a little bit more about how to keep your workplace violence-free. And the Steele County Historical Society is pleased to welcome the Owatonna High School DECA students on Wednesday, February 19th at 6:30 at the History Center. The students are working cooperatively with the Steele County Historical Society as part of a new Entrepreneurs exhibit at the History Center. Join us in a conversation about income, health, and education issues facing the Steele County residents at the United Way of Steele County Town Hall meeting. This is Thursday, February 20th at 6:30, and it's at the Steele County Historical Society. It's a great opportunity for you to talk a little bit about education, health, and income issues facing the Steele County area. The Riverbend Nature Center will be hosting 2 upcoming programs from our Lectures in Nature series. The first Lectures in Nature program will be held Thursday from 6:30 to 7:30. And this month, the guest speaker is aquatic invasive species specialist Allison Gamble from Secaucus State Park, who will speak on aquatic invasive species and how you can maybe keep them from invading other places. Riverbend's second Lecture in Nature program will be held on March 3rd from 6:30 to 7:30, and with a program entitled Bird's Nest and how do they do that? So I think I know because my house right now looks like a bird's nest, so maybe that's it. But there's great, I know, it's messy, don't judge. So there's a lot of great opportunities at Riverbend Nature Center. You can contact them. On Friday, we're going to talk a little bit about After Prom and the party that's happening there, as well as Women of Achievement Award Night. It's all coming up on Friday, so we will see you then. Thanks so much for watching.